Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss cell structure and function. This is your lecture 2 for chapter 8. Subject Science, class 8th. So let's start with the lecture. Topics to be discussed today will be discovery of cell. Organism shows a variety in cell number, shape and size. So these topics we are going to discuss today. So let's start. Before starting with anything, I just want you to know the order of things, that how is the organ or how is the organism is being made. So let's start with the cell. As you know, yesterday we have discussed the definition of cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Then from the cell tissue are made. What is tissue? Tissues are group of cells which have similar structure and perform similar function. Then these tissue will make an organ. For example, here the cells and the tissues, then the organ is being made as an heart. Okay, then organ will make an organ system which is the circulatory system. Okay, and with respect to heart, the organ system is what? It's a circulatory system. And then the organism is being made. So you can take any other example also here also. Like nephron is the structural and fundamental unit of kidney. Fine, then there will be group of nephron, that will be group of tissues. Then there will be kidney, then there will be excretory system, then there will be organism. So there are so many systems inside the body. Fine, we have so many organ systems like excretory system, circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, reproductive system, endocrine system, nervous system, etc. etc. Okay, so these systems are making what? They are making the organism, that is us, me or you. So we will talk about discovery of cell. It was in 1665, the English scientist Robert Hooke observed slices of cork which is a part of bark of the tree. Okay, so this was scientist Robert Hooke who observed the slice of cork, okay, which is a part of bark of tree under a simple magnifying device. So he observed this under a very simple magnifying device, and he noticed that these cells are looking like a partition boxes or compartments in the cork slice. Okay, so he noticed that these are looking like what? They are looking like a compartments in the cork in the cork slice. Okay, so he gave the name cell to them. So this was the observation of Robert Hooke cork cells, okay, and it was appearing like a honeycomb structure. Okay, so you can compare this honeycomb with the cork of cells observed by Robert Hooke. This was the dead cells he observed. Then these are again cork cells. This is the microscope used by Robert Hooke, and this is Robert Hooke. These boxes looked like a honeycomb structure. He also noticed that these boxes were separated from other by a wall. So these boxes were what? They were separated from other by a wall, or you can say a partition. Hooke named them cell. So that's why Hooke named them cell for each box. Hooke observed as boxes of cells in the cork were actually dead. So the boxes of cells in cork were actually dead. Dead cells, these boxes appeared like a honeycomb. Over the next 170 years, research led to the formation of a cell theory. Okay, so over the research of approximately 170 years, now this research was going to lead with the information of cell theory, first proposed by a German botanist Matthias Jakob Schedin and German physiologist Theodor Schwerin in 1838. So these two gave the cell theory, and the cell theory was formalized by the German researcher Rudolf Virchow in 1858. was the cell theory. In the left hand side you will see the principle of cell theory, and on the right hand side there are examples of cell theory. So what were the principle? All living cells, all living things are made of one or more cells. So these are the cells. The cell is the smallest unit of life. The cell is the smallest unit of life. You can take the example of unicellular amoeba. It is the smallest unit, but then also it is made up of cell. And the last is all cell comes from pre-existing cells. So all cells are coming from pre-existing cells. You can say this is existing cell. It is getting divided. Okay, and then the new cells are forming from here. So one cell is getting divided and forming two cells. Then these two will form two more, and this will form again two more. So this will, like the existing, the cells are coming from where? It is coming from the existing cell only. Fine. So these were the three postulates of cell theories. Now, type of cells. Type of cells are of two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. First, we will study the prokaryotic cells. And why we are going to learn about prokaryotes first. Pro means primary, karyo means nucleus. These were the primitive cells which came on the earth for the very first time. So they have came on earth for the very first time. So we will read about them only for the first we will read about them only. The cells having nuclear material, okay, without nuclear membrane. They have a nuclear material but they do not have a nuclear membrane, are termed as prokaryotes, prokaryotic cells. The organism with these kind of cell are called prokaryotes. Pro means primitive, karyo means nucleus. Example is bacteria and blue-green algae. So they do not have a well-defined nucleus. Okay, instead of nucleus they have a nucleoid, and these kind of cells will be known as a prokaryotic cell, and the examples are bacteria and blue-green algae. Except these two, all other organisms will have eukaryotic cells. Okay, so we will study about eukaryotic cells now. So now we will see the diagram of a prokaryotic cell. So this is how a prokaryotic cell looks like. So there will be a cell wall, there is a plasma membrane, there is a nucleoid, there is a cytoplasm, ribosomes, and there is a flagella, which you can also say flagellum. Okay, so these are the prokaryotic cells which we can observe. And they do not have a well-defined nucleus. Instead of nucleus, they have a nucleoid. So now these are eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells. What are eukaryotic cells? These the cells having well-organized nucleus. So except then the bacterial cells and the cyanobacteria, all other cells are eukaryotic cells. And these cells have well-organized nucleus, and these cells have a well-organized nucleus with a nuclear membrane, and they also have a nuclear membrane and are designated as a eukaryotic cells, and they are also known as a eukaryotic cells. All organisms other than bacteria, means all the other organisms like plants, animals, etc. other than bacteria are eukaryotes, and blue-green algae are called eukaryotes. Eu means true, karyon means nucleus. So they are having a true nucleus. Now this is the difference between a eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. The major differences between the nucleus. Prokaryotes have a nucleoid and eukaryotes have a proper nucleus, and they also have mitochondria, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum. These are also known as cell organelles, and prokaryotes have ribosome, cell membrane, cell wall, flagellum, capsule, etc. Now organisms show variety in cell number, shape and size. So organisms have variety in cell number also, shape also, size also. So millions of living organisms have cells with different shapes and sizes. Millions of living organisms have different cells and different shape and different sizes. Their organs also vary in shape, size and number of cells. And their organ also vary in shape of the shape also, size also and number of cells also. Human body has trillions of cells which vary in different size and shapes. So we have trillions of cells which have different shape, different size, okay, and they are having different group of cells to perform a variety of functions. Organisms made of more than one cell are called multicellular organisms. So we are what? We have multicellular organism. And how you can say we are multicellular organism? Because we have different cell for nervous system. We have different cell of circulatory system. We have different cell for digestive system. We have different cell for excretory system, etc. Okay, so we are having different cell for almost for all the system. That's why we are known as multicellular organisms. An organism with billions of cells start life as a single fertilized egg cell. See, we are having billions of cells inside our body. But still, when the life originated, when we originated, we were what? We were the single fertilized egg only. Okay, the fertilized egg cell multiplies by dividing. So the fertilized egg is doing what? They are multiplying by dividing. Okay, process and the number of cell increases for the development. And what is the division known as? The division of the cell is known as cell division. There are two types of cell division which you will learn in class 11, that these division are mitosis and meiosis. One is somatic cell division, one is vegetative cell division. In mitosis there is 2 daughter cell formed. In meiosis there are 4 daughter cells are formed. Okay, so by this cell division the number of cells are getting divided. The single cell organisms are made up of single cell. Fine. And because of single cell they are known as unicellular organisms. A single cell organism perform all the necessary function that a multicellular organism perform. So if you are thinking that the single cell organisms are not performing the functions and only the multicellular organisms are performing, then you are thinking wrong. Single cell organisms also digest, engulf the food, they also excrete, they also respire, they also do all the activities, but from that single cell only. Okay, but multicellular organisms are taking help of other cells and they are doing the functions by the multiple number of cells. So single cell organism is amoeba, paramecium, etc. A single cell organism like amoeba captures and digests food, respire, excretes, grow and reproduce. So single cell organism like amoeba, they capture the food also, they digest the food also, they respire also, they excrete also, they grow also and they also reproduce and form their young ones. Similar function in multicellular organisms are carried out by groups of specialized cells forming different tissues. So the similar function multicellular organisms are doing what? They are doing with different cell and different tissue. And what tissues are doing? Tissues are forming the organs. And what organs are doing? Organs are forming the organ system. And what organ system are doing? Organ system are forming the organism. That is you. Now we will talk about shape of cells. Generally, cell shapes are rounded, spherical, elongated. Some type cells are long also and pointed at both the ends. They exhibit spindle shape also. So they have variety of shape of cells. Some types of cells are branched like nerve cell, okay, or like the nerve cell or a neuron, which receive and transfer messages for helping to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. So like neuron, they are branch cells also, they help in controlling and coordinating the working of different parts of the body. You can take example of these cells. These are spherical, cuboidal, discoid. These are the example of RBC, and they are elongated, they are kidney shape, they are spindle shape, etc. Now structure of a typical neuron. How does a neuron look like? First of all, it looks like a star. Okay, this is the nucleus, these are the dendrites, this is axon, this is a cell body, this is myelin shield, this is scavenin cells, these are nodes of Ranvier, these are axon terminals. What is the function of neuron? Like what function do neuron perform? Neuron are the structural and functional unit of our nervous system. They are the essential part of communication system in our brain. So they are the essential part of the nervous system, and they are used in communication system in our brain also. Neurons perform all the tasks, sending, receiving, processing, to maintain the communicative action in the nervous system. Everything is being done by the neurons. They perform this in sending also, receiving also, and processing also. Components of the cell are enclosed in a membrane. See, the cells have components, and those components are enclosed in a membrane. This membrane provides shape to the cells of plants and animals. And this membrane are providing a shape to the cells of plants also, animals also. For animals, we have an extra membrane known as cell wall, and for animals, we have only cell membrane. Okay, and why cell membrane is an additional covering over the cell wall is an additional covering over the cell membrane. In plant cells, it gives shape and rigidity to these cells. So this cell wall is giving the shape and rigidity to the cells. Okay, and cell wall are there in bacteria and plant cells only. They are there in plant cells because plants live in harsh environment. They are living outside. They do not have any shade. They are facing the sunlight every day. They are facing the wind also. They are facing the they are facing wind, climate condition, rainfall, everything. Fine. And we are not facing all these things. We are inside the house, so we don't need a cell wall because we don't live in harsh conditions. Cell wall is needed by plants because they live in hard conditions, in hard climatic conditions. Now, size of cells. The cell size in living organisms may be as small as a millionth of a meter, micrometer, or a micron, or may be as large as few centimeters. So cell size can be very small and it could be large in few centimeters also. But most of the cells are microscopic. They can be seen only by a microscope and in size and are not visible by the naked eyes. And we cannot see them through our naked eyes normally without a microscope. They need to be enlarged or magnified by a microscope for seeing it. Okay. The smallest cell is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer in bacteria. Okay. And the largest cell measuring is 170 mm into 130 mm, which is the egg of an ostrich. So this is the smallest and the largest cell. The size of the cell has no relation with the size of body of animal or plant. The size of cell do not have any relation with the size of the body. Okay, that doesn't mean the mouse will have a small cell and the elephant will have a big cell. They have number of cells in more number of cells in number, but the size will be same only. Okay, the size will not vary because of the size of the body. Cell size, a size of cell varies. Like we have just talked about, that smallest cell is in bacteria. The name of the cell is microplasm, or you can also say PPLO. Pleuropneumonia-like organism is the full form of this, and this is the smallest cell, microplasm. And the largest cell, I told you, it is an ostrich egg. Okay, and when we talk about longest cell in human, it is nerve cell. And when we talk about largest cell in human, it is present in female, that is ovum, the egg of the female. Okay, and the smallest cell in human is the sperm, that is that cell is present, that is the male gamete present in males, human. Now what is the homework? It is NCERT exercise question 1 and 2. These exercise question 1 and 2 you need to solve. Okay, so what is the first question? Indicate whether the following statement are true or false. Unicellular organisms have one-celled body. True or false? Muscle cells are branched. True or false? The basic living unit of an organism is an organ. True or false? Okay, amoeba has an irregular shape. True or false? So this question number 1 you can do in your book if you have a NCERT book with you. And question number 2 is make a sketch of the human nerve cell, okay, which I told you today. And you need to write the function of nerve cell perform. That also I told you today. So you can take help of the lecture also. But this question you need to do in your fair notebook. Fine. That's all for today. Thank you.